Whoa, we are back for some Bleach Soul Resonance, and we have got our first Half-Anni character. We're going to go ahead and claim those maintenance rewards. A little 300 spot for the Jade Ski. We're at 27,000 going into this. Now, I have purposely gone out of my way to read the kit of this character. I'm going to go into the polls. We're going to do the polls. Then we'll read after. That way people who are just here for the summons can just be here for the summons. As always, I am on the monthly pack for this game, just as like a final thing. So I don't have any of this stuff here. I'm on the monthly card. This is so I can keep up with like B0 releases for the channel. So I can continue to be the free to play and, you know, quote unquote, low spending guide. So if you want to just say that I've got like 6,000 less Jade than I do, that's about where we'd be at, because we've had the monthly card for about 2 times now. So about 21,000 Jades would be my expected amount. As for if you should pull for the Soifon, I'm going to make a video where I use Soifon with B0 Grimmjow, and then I use B0 Grimmjow with like an Aizen, with like Yorahara, instead of my Yuri and Soifon. That way people can get a broad case example of how the character performs. That said, for those of you who are wondering if you should skip Grimmjow because you do not have Soifon, because you do not have Mayuri, I would personally say no, because he is a major celebration character. Even if you don't get boundaries, even if you don't get this or that, he is still a character who, like Nellel, might not return for a long time. Remember, Aizen has returned a lot. We've seen returns of every other character that is relatively old at this point, but we haven't seen the girl. We haven't seen Nellel. She is a major character. We don't know what the schedule is going to be for characters like her. So we don't know what the schedule is going to be for Grimmjow. So if you do want this character, I would suggest going ahead and picking up a copy, even if you don't have the optimal quote unquote version of his team sort of waiting in the wings. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the actual pulls. Let me turn the sound on here and go. Type shit. Let's see. Bang! Nothing. We go on. We move forward. Who's on the banner, by the way? It is Ichigo and Orihime. So nothing, you know, spectacular or anything. And we'll just let it rip again. After this one, we'll go in and trade our tickets. But bang! Nothing. Okay, we grab an Orihime here. We'll go ahead and grab those tickets now. So let's go here and exchange. Grab ourselves a 2-ski. Trying to use the least amount as possible. It should be 30. Yeah, nothing. No luck this time. No luck this time. But I am waiting for something. I'm waiting to cash out. Cash me out. Come on. Oh, we going to pity? We going to pity on the... I will say, I deserve to go to pity. I have been getting a little too lucky. I've been getting a little too high on my horse. So if I go to pity, I fully accept that as my lot. I fully accept that as my lot because I have been a little too lucky so far. I must admit, guys, I'm a big enough man to admit it. Note, we are getting that 1,600 Jade, so I haven't received that yet. So, whatever that is, we're still waiting on that. And bang, 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 let's give this one a listen so we can hear his summoning animation. Yeah, I mean, that's cold as hell. So we have our Grimmjow. We're at 19,000, which means we spent about 8,000 so far, like a flat 8,000, which ain't too bad. Ain't too bad at all. Let's go down here and just turn these into weapon tickets, I guess. I guess we didn't have to do that because we don't... I mean, maybe we'll just hit. Imagine. Okay. All right. We got a little big. But let's just keep going. Okay. We can pity. We can go full pity, honestly. We can essentially go full pity. It's fine. We've been getting lucky enough. I think we're good. I'm not too mad about a full pity when we've been as lucky as we've been. So let's go ahead and grab that. That's fine. And bow. Yes, sir. And we've got that. Okay, so now that we've got both, summons were pretty quick, pretty fast. We essentially didn't get lucky at all. I mean, we were two full pills off of getting the pity limit, which is like expected luck. Essentially, it's like expected variance. If you get a character within like 20 pulls of pity, I would say that's like, I don't know, pretty average. I mean, it's like almost pity, where it's like soft pity or whatever. So get that off my screen. But let's first of all check out our goat here. So where are you, Pantera? That looks pretty clean. I would say I'd prefer using like this and then maybe doing something like this. That's pretty clean. And then we don't really have any frames that would look good, honestly. I guess we'll just keep that one. But yeah, his model looks great, by the way. It does look really good. Also, if you haven't seen, he has a dash, so he actually moves around the map much faster. So literal map farming pay to win, which is a very funny thing to say. But let's go ahead and go into characters, and let's take a look at his boundaries and stuff. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. That is clean as fuck. That is super clean. Weapon. Go ahead and equip that. Lock it. So let's see this guy's skills. Royal Hunt. When Grimmjow's spiritual pressure is equal to or above 50, tap and hold basic attack to enter rush. Release the basic attack button during rush to make Grimmjow release pounce on the target and apply prey mark. When Grimmjow attacks a target affected by prey mark, he applies lacerate points. Triggers a lacerate once for every 100 lacerate points accumulated, dealing ailment damage to 200% of its attack target. By the way, my soft expectation is that Grimmjow will probably end up being one of the hardest characters in the game, just because the previous form was the non-transformed base Grimmjow was arguably the hardest character to optimize. Even if you gave him a billion numbers, I think his optimal way of working is just harder than other characters. So it would not surprise me if Pantera Grimmjow follows that. After Grimmjow actively crashes into an enemy using Sonido or his technique, Razor Kick, perfect dodge is triggered. Each time perfect dodge is triggered, Grimmjow gains up to like, I assume it doubles at max or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's like 25% at max, but 18% attack for 25 seconds. Really good. After Grimmjow enters rush, he gains 1 stack of killing intent every 0.1 seconds up to 5. When releasing special attack, pounce, all killing intent stacks are consumed to increase Grimmjow's crit damage. Ooh, that's really strong. That's really nice. And then he gets, whoa, he gets a big ailment mastery boost. Wow. By himself, huh? Grimmjow strikes the enemy 6 times with his claws, dealing damage equal to 300% of attack. I guess 340%, I should say. But after pouncing at the target, Grimmjow immediately pursues them, dealing damage equal to 110% of his attack and gaining a hunting point. After rush, Grimmjow pounces at the target, dealing damage equal to 90%. Okay. His technique, oh my god, look at all these things. He does so much. Grimmjow sweeps enemies with the blades on his legs, dealing damage equal to 200%. Tap technique again after releasing Razor Kick. Grimmjow tightly grabs the target, then follows up with a powerful kick, dealing damage. Consuming hunting points after releasing Ferocious Combo. Oh, so it's this one first. Consuming hunting points after releasing Pounce Pursuit. Pounce Pursuit. Okay. Okay. So I assume Pounce Pursuit might end up being his Sonido thing? Alright. Yeah, this one. At least after using Pounce, which is after a rush. Okay. You'll get Grimmjow leaps above the target, then darts rapidly across the battlefield. That must be the flurry he does. And then Grimmjow leaps high into the air again, then crashes down on the target with a heavy impact. This is the animation that probably looks a bit like his counter and base Grimmjow form. After countering an enemy attack, Grimmjow fires several panther hooks from his elbows. They explode on hit, dealing damage. And this will scale up pretty nicely, 650. He might be in the... that might mean he's in like 1200 area. Grimmjow releases his strongest move, dealing damage equal to 2200 of attack to enemies with a devastating strike. So just a, you know, classic hit. Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to like his numbers and stuff, but his kit seems complicated and interesting. Thirst for Battle increases crit rate by 22%. Usually, doesn't that mean this goes up to like 40%? That's kind of crazy. Increases spiritual pressure charge rate by 100% and reduces the spiritual pressure required to enter rush by 50. When releasing the special attack, Pounce, each stack of killing intent, reduces strike resistance. Triggering Lacerate each time increases the next ultimate damage by an extra 15%. So 60% total? That seems really good too. Boundaries. Here is the part where we'll talk about if you want a bonus boundary. We will not be showcasing him with a boundary at all, at least until like day 4, day 5 or something like that. I will not come back in here for a dupe, I think. Because we're going to do, today we're doing summoning, tomorrow we're going to do gearing, and sometime after that we'll run through all the showcases, teams, etc. just to get a nice full. The reason I like to put a little time in between that is because 1, I really like the gear craft along videos, and 2, I think it helps me get more tight with the controls. That way when I come in and we do the fights, there's less like, oh, you just didn't optimize this and stuff like that, right? Because you can get characters like Soy Fon, which take a bit of optimizing. So B0 and then B1. The passive Bear Killing Intent increases the maximum stack of Killing Intent to 10. Each stack also increases the damage of the next special attack to 5%, or by 5%. Okay. I mean, that's really strong, obviously, but here, my guess is that Boundary 2 is going to be crazy. When Pounce hits an enemy, it immediately deals Lacerate damage. The prey mark applied to the enemy also reduces their strike by another 10%. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. When prey mark applied by Pounce ends, it deals an additional round of damage to the enemy equal to 15%. And again, by the way, I only read the Boundary 4 and 6 to get an idea, but right now, it is looking like he's a B. If you're going to put any dupes at him in all, you might want to go for B2. But we'll see. I mean, up to 10. Maximum stack of killing intent up to 10. Let's see. So killing intent at a base level. What is the base amount? Where can we find that? Because Bear Killing Intent. Up to 5. So up to 10 per stat. Okay. I mean, maybe Boundary 1 is enough, actually. Killing stack up to 10, because that increases his crit damage as well, right? Doesn't this effectively double the crit damage he'll get from his passive? Right? So, up to 5 would be like 55% at level 1. And then, if this one up to 10, wouldn't this just give him like 110% crit damage for free? Or, I don't know, maybe I assume that's the case. So, he might be a B1 merchant, actually, the more I look at it. I mean, strike resistance is good, and proccing the Lacerate immediately is good. And I just imagine him as a character who's going to, like, explode if you give him anything. But, yeah, I like a B1, actually, here, the more I, like, talk about it. I like a B1 a lot. So maybe that's something if you're someone who, like, really values that dupe, if you're a really big fan of him. That might be something you want to grab. But, oh, okay, this is all the stuff. I was going to grab my rewards, but let me pause, and I'm going to go in here, or I'm going to go in here, and let's see if we get his core. I guess we should read it first, but I was going to see if we actually get it. We're at a 50% drop rate. Please. Please, dude. No more. No more. Let's read it, though. See. Can I... Excuse me? Okay. Increases ailment damage by 25%. It's pretty good. Strike damage bonus, obviously. When releasing a technique, a special attack, or ultimate, crit damage is increased by an extra 50%? Doesn't that mean that a max core stamp for him is 100? Oh, it's really good. The technique Death Grip consumes 1 less hunting point and converts all remaining hunting points into damage. Each hunting point increases the skill's damage. Oh! I mean, as is obvious, I mean... That sounds pretty good. Let me see if I grab this. Let's see if I get lucky. Okay, it didn't... I just got lucky. It didn't even take my guarantee. It didn't even take my guarantee. Let's fucking go. That's pretty crazy. I do need Zaya Laparos still. So that should take the 50%, right? Yeah. So I am kind of at an impasse now, though. That's, I mean, it's obviously nice that I got that, but I'm at a bit of an impasse now because I need, oh my God. That's so clean. I'm at an impasse because I need Zaya Laparos, but like, I would kind of rather just save until White Ichigo comes out, I think. Because if I get White Ichigo now, or once White Ichigo comes out, I'll have all of my keys. I kind of don't want to use my keys on anything now, because now I have like the stamp corridor just waiting. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like an interesting conundrum. I think I'll just be saving until White Ichigo comes out, but yeah, let's I'm gonna level him up. Oh, it's so clean. I'm gonna level him up and we'll see his like total stats and stuff like that. And then we'll look into like what we'll be using for a bond early. All right, so with everything leveled, level 100 here, level 100 here, weapon stamp, we'll let him talk it out. Weapon stamp equipped, we have 2,500 total attack, 27.5% starting crit rate, 50% crit damage, a touch of ailment damage. Okay. It doesn't suggest that we give him ailment damage, but I imagine he's going to need quite a bit of it. But yeah, that's Grimmjow. Pantera Grimmjow summons out of the way. And just to like confirm, because I told people I would do this, so during the event, you can choose one SSR character and one weapon stamp from the designated gacha, and also claim exclusive half-anni reverse bonus. So I guess I'll grab those right now. Nice. 1,600 is a stack, dude. That is a fucking stack. We're going to go ahead and equip that frame to be festive. Login gang. 0.5 looks really good with his colors. We grab a bunch of rewards there as well for Grimmjow. Looks like they're mistranslated because it's so early on. But we are back up to 1,700 now. I probably will come back for a bonus summoning session at some point. Maybe I'll just make it video 2. But one other thing we can look at here. Oh, you actually can't. Okay. So Ichigo and Toshido were not officially added to that selector. They instead are only here. That's interesting. That is very interesting. So for now, then, I'm going to continue on with my plan. I released a video prior saying this is what I would do if I started the game. What I would do is I would grab Ichigo. Okay, so we got Ichigo. And then I would probably grab his weapon, right? Because I expect Bankai Ichigo to be getting some buffs. For me, though, I thought they'd be getting added to the standard pool in general. So them not getting added to the standard pool is pretty tough for me because I wanted to grab the weapon. I want to grab the weapon from here. So that's pretty sad. What that means for me, though, is I will be grabbing Toshido's weapon for now. I know Okieta is coming, but I mean, just it is what it is. Toshido, that's 6 weeks away, right? And I could use Toshido now. So I think that's where I'm gonna go with. So we'll grab that. That's a really big deal for my Toshido because I have literally not had access to that character, but now we've got Zangetsu here, or Black Moon Zangetsu Ichigo. If it becomes an issue where I have no way to use Bankai Ichigo here, right? I'll grab his weapon when they rerun it, I guess. But for now, it just sort of is what it is, right? Like, I would rather have 6 weeks of using Toshido, who I literally do have, right? Instead of a character that I don't have at all. Like, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and use that. That's really big, by the way, because that's his 30% crit rate. Now, I mean, look at my Toshido with that equipped. Like, we're finally getting a little bit of crit rate. It's so important. Now I could finally go through the effort of like giving him real gear instead of like garbage. But yeah, that's the summoning video. Sorry for a little bit of cleanup at the end there, but we've got Grimmjow. We got him in, I mean, I'd say normal order. We didn't get too lucky. We didn't get too unlucky either. I mean, just slightly out of range of pity. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, the day after this is posted, for the gear craft along guide, the crafting video. So look out for that. Look out for showcases. I've been Lone. Tell me how your summons went if you made it this far. Hopefully better than mine, even though mine went pretty well. Like if you like the video, subscribe to the club. We all go make it, and peace.